I never believed that a family member can scam another family member until my friend told me his story. So touching, so emotional, but yeah, there are a lot of lessons to learn. Tekena had a shop, an electronic shop in Ikeja. He sells, electricals, anything electricals, Ikena, you'll find it there. He was doing well as a young person that the Oga just settled. And a point to notice that his uncle was his Oga. It was his uncle that settled him, his father's brother was his Oga. He settled him, and then Ikena started his life as a young boy with the support of his Oga that settled him. He was able to start up a business, electronic business. Put in all he learned. He continued thriving, continued selling. He was making some little gain and he was upgrading little by little. He became a big boy at some point. And then just one day, his uncle decided to reach out to him and told him that a business deal. So instead of buying from suppliers in Nigeria, he has a deal to merge with somebody because of course the uncle is still in business, so he told Ikenna that he can merge his goods and a friend's goods together. So he wants Ikenna, if Ikenna is interested, Ikenna can give him some money to go to China and buy some goods. They will merge it in one container. It's not easy to buy alone. So Ikenna saw that offer and liked it. He will merge with his uncle and his uncle's friend, and they can get goods at a cheaper price and something of a larger scale. Ikenna was happy. He was so grateful. He scrapped up all the money he could get from his shop, both his profit, his capital, everything he could get, and he put everything together. Almost 10 million naira. According to him, he packed everything and gave it to his uncle. He was expectant, told him that I wouldn't have told you, but because you're family, you're not an outsider, you're not a stranger, so I wanted to bring you to this deal. And he chose his uncle. This is a man he has stayed, he has worked with, he has served for 6 years plus now. And he just had to trust him. If it were you, would trust him. That is how he can now put all his eggs in one basket and give the uncle his hard-earned money. The uncle took the money and was like, don't worry, trust me, everything will be fine. Of course, he can now trust him. This is his father's brother. The uncle left to, commence the business, and Ikenna was left to just manage the little goods in his shop, hoping that by 3 months' time, as his uncle promised, goods will come and he's going to now ball. He built the latest big boy in town. That was how he was hopeful. His uncle was even calling him to give him updates about where they have gotten to, what's happening. They have bought the goods. 2 months after the whole transaction went, the uncle stopped picking his calls. Ikenna was like, at that point, he almost was losing it, but he didn't want to, because this was uncle, this was someone he trusted. This was someone that have been supportive when he was learning with him. So, of course, he had to tell himself to calm down. He kept waiting. Almost 3 months, the plan was, as at 3 months, the goods will arrive in Ikenna's shop. But uncle is not picking. Nothing, no more reports, nothing. Things started looking shady and somehow. And as Ikenna's instincts told him, because his uncle was not picking his calls, he had to take someone's phone and call his uncle. And the uncle picked and said, hello. He heard his uncle's voice and he knew that there was a problem. Because this was the same man he was calling a few minutes ago with his own number and he's not picking. Ikenna ended the call and called him again with his own number just to satisfy all reasonable doubt that something is wrong. His uncle never picked his call. That was what broke the camel's back. After Ikenna waited for some time, he had to take up the courage to go to his uncle's house. He went to his uncle's house in VI. As he got there, he knocked on the door. His uncle opened the door and was shocked. Why didn't you call me? The uncle said. And Ikenna was like, you are not picking my calls. And he said, oh, sorry, that a lot of things have been happening. The moment of truth, he said, uncle, how far? How far my goods? How far my 9 point something million? What's the plan? The uncle now told him that business has gone south. His heart rate increased. Business had gone south, and he didn't tell me when did business go south, what happened, and every of his questions were not answered completely. The uncle kept beating around the bush, and he knew that something was wrong. The story was not a clear story. That was when he looked around and noticed that the uncle has changed his complete furniture in his sitting room. In fact, the interior of the house has changed. This was someone that said his business, something has happened with the goose, the sheep and everything. They seized everything, and the interior was looking premium. It was looking like money was talking. But he couldn't, of course, say it. He was thinking that, okay, if business was bad, I will see it. Even his uncle's phone has changed. He's now using one of the latest Samsung. His chairs, in the parlor, the table, everything, the interior was redesigned. That was when it hit him. The uncle has scammed him. This was a clear case of scam. What was he supposed to say? Was he supposed to face his uncle? Was he supposed to fight? Was he supposed to quarrel or demand his money? At that point, he couldn't do any of this. He just stood up, walked out of the door, and never came back. He stopped calling his uncle. He stopped reaching out. In fact, he stopped seeing that man as his uncle till today. But he never told anybody. He never told anybody what happened. But every time he thinks about it, he regretted why he didn't share his story with his family. Even his dad, he never said it. After that time, his business started struggling and IKENNA closed down his shop because he couldn't continue. All the money he had went for this big business the uncle said he was going to give to him. And till today, IKENNA has not remained the same. The last time I met him, he was struggling financially. And when he told me his story, I was moved to tears. I was not asking myself, do families scam each other? I thought family is different. If it's a stranger, understandable, but this is family. How do you battle this? I tried telling Niken that he should tell people, he should tell his family members so that they can find a way to get his money back. I don't know. I think he's scared because the uncle is a big man, he's rich and all. Maybe he doesn't feel that someone will believe him, but he has to share it because right now, IKENNA cannot afford 3 square meters. This was a big boy in Ikeja. And these things are happening and, oh God. But that's IKENNA's story. Only God knows how many people are passing through this family scam something and nobody comes out to talk about it. But IKENNA, if you're seeing this video, know that you're stronger than this and you will conquer. If it were you, what would you do? Would you face your uncle? Will you tell people? Or will you swallow it like IKENNA did? Let me hear your thoughts in the comment section. Like and follow me, please. See you guys later. Bye.